right. That's right.
And that's what I knew. I knew I had the fire. I knew I had the desire to attack.
Okay.
And God put it was all about my father.
So now you have your products on consignment in these various.
There's not really consignment.
Well, more or less.
Well,
more or less.
the first time I tried it with him, but I'm not really consignment. How we make our money today is by teaching. We each one teach one, each one reach one.
That's right.
And thirdly, the stereo installation, you showed no proof of paying.
To me on the street to buy my products on the street.
Okay.
So I became more successful on the street, and we were so successful on the street that I took it into a small building.
A lot of people are able to do that. You hear about different musicians who sell the music out of their trunks. I know I used to design jewelry. That's why I know, like you say, the startup cost for a business can be as small as $10 if you are just determined.
Yes.
All it took me was maybe about $50 to start this business. I bought some components, which are the pieces that the jewelry goes to, and the tools.
Absolutely.
And a person just showed me how to do one.
Yes.
And I ran with it, and the next thing I knew,
the same policy applies here. Somebody, once you show somebody how to do it,
right,
then they can do it on their own.
Right, that's so. Because I would go to salons and sell to women on the weekends, and that turned into consignment in department stores and boutiques, which really turned out to be a really lucrative thing for me. But back to your story now. Okay, so you go from yelling at the cars. Okay, well, let's start all over. Hold on. We go from 8 years down the drain doing crack to God one day saying, "Okay, my son, that's enough.
That's enough.
Let's move.
Let's go forward."
You have the idea, because it always starts as a little spark. A little, like, I should sell these.
No, yeah.
You know? Okay, that little spark happens,
absolutely.
and now you are selling religious T-shirts. You got a great deal on them.
Yes.
$96, okay? And you got a few stores that say, yeah, you can set up out here. I'll take a few in, whatever. We'll work it out, right? And so how does Heavenly Body come out of all of that?
Well, going back to the beginning with the name, the Renaissance is really the name of Renaissance Production Enterprises and Ministries.
Okay.
So the Renaissance, from what I didn't really realize at the beginning, I didn't even know what Renaissance meant, but I heard the sound Renaissance. I'm like, Renaissance? Right. Okay, what is Renaissance? Okay, Renaissance means new beginning. New beginning. Okay? So, or start over. And so I said, okay, Renaissance Production. Okay, Renaissance Production, because at some point in my life I was promoting music and artists and parties and clubs and things of that nature. Production Enterprises, because it was enterprise. And then we went to ministry because I really wanted to help other people do what I'd done. And then I realized that I really need to cross over and make it just a little bit more friendly for sales. So I said, okay, Lord, help me again. Heavenly, Heavenly Body. Okay, and the product. Okay, Heavenly Body Products. Okay. And that name is known all over the United States now.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Because we ship coast to coast, border to border now.
Okay. And so, so the Renaissance name wasn't working. You did your
research. It's still in existence.
Oh, it is.
It's definitely in existence.
Okay. So, but you did your research, found out, okay, I have to alter this a bit. And you got Heavenly Body. Did you? I mean, you got T-shirts, and I look at Heavenly Body, and that's health. I mean, how do you go from T-shirts to health? What happened? Okay.
Well, it's really. I'm glad you said that. T-shirts to health is not really all health. It's really body products. Heavenly children, God's people.
Okay.
The body.
Whatever the body needs.
See, we sell body oils, lotions, gels, so things of that nature.
Whatever
and it's not, you know, and those body products is makes people smell good, and almost everybody I know wants to smell good. Almost everybody.
Everybody wants to smell good.
I always say almost everybody.
They may not know they ain't smelling good, but they be wanting to.
Amen. And so what we have done is just created a way that our motto is we help God's people prosper.
Okay.
And just in those string of words right there says almost it all. It almost says it all.
And we all know that if you look good and you feel good, you know,
and you smell good.
And you smell good.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. It's going to emanate from you.
Absolutely.
So then you started this. So did you do like any network marketing? Were you just by yourself building all of this? Or?
Yes, this is this particular business is straight marketing.
Okay.
Like an associate of mine says, nose to nose, toes to toes. I mean, it's direct marketing, but I've dipped and dabbed into network marketing.
Okay.
It's an awesome thing, and I tell anybody, if you're going to get in business, get in business. It doesn't matter if it's on the direct marketing side or if you're going to get into a network marketing side. Network marketing is a little bit harder. Network marketing deals with you recruiting
and
people.
Managing that.
Right, managing people. Direct marketing is taking a product, you buy it wholesale, and you retail it.
You do it yourself.
You retail it, right.
Like you're saying,
exactly. Now that's where we come in. It doesn't matter. And when I speak to some of my potential associates, I tell them, what I'm going to teach you, it doesn't matter what products you ever deal with on the planet.
Okay.
What we want you to understand about business, and these are I can take a high school student and show them this technique, and all it is, and most people don't know. If you don't know about business, you don't know about this. The thing is, know the product. Know your cost. You're having that product.
That's right.
Know what you want to sell it for. Know your margin of profit, and learn how to sell it and who to market it to.
And who to market it to. That's with anything you want.
Anything.
To
Earrings, cars,
music.
Know your market. Know what your cost is. If you don't know what your cost is, I've seen people sell. I mean, literally, I've known people to sell it for less than what they paid for it.
Wow.
And they didn't know why they were going it. I mean, it's just sometimes you get caught up when you're taking different components and you're mixing them. You don't know your true cost.
That's right.
And that's a mistake.
Yes.
And once a person understands their profit, and they ever worked on a job, they begin to say, wait a minute, this is paying me more than my job. And anybody that get in a real deep conversation with me, I let them know that the way it really is supposed to go, you work your business full time, and you work your job part time.
Okay.
So you don't work a full time job, a full time job, and then your business part time. It starts off like that, but your goal is to take your business and start making your business full-time, and then if you need a little bit more money, you have your job for part-time.
You know, I've had, in my previous shows, conversations with different people, different entrepreneurs like yourself, and we talk about how that type of training, that learning, that comes from childhood. You know, the parent teaching the child, okay, well, let's do a little lemonade stand, or you do the little candy lady thing, or whatever, you know, just little ideas like that from childhood turn into bigger things, a bake sale, you know, management and that type of thing. You and your sister and your brother going to go out here and do whatever. And I don't know if I've met a lot of Caribbean people and other, you know, people from America as well that teach their children, but a lot of people don't.
Yes.
So, you know, it's not surprising to me to know that adults will not focus on a business of their own before they will focus on getting a job. You know, that's kind of the way that they.
Yes, and that's a good point. It's hard. Business is hard. Business is hard work because, I mean, first of all, it's scary.
Absolutely.
Because it is somewhat of a risk, especially if you're a parent and you have responsibilities, you have a home, that's one of the hardest things on the planet to do, is to convince yourself first that I can do it.
Right.
I can do this.
Right.
You know, if you don't have, if you haven't, what you just said, if you haven't learned from childhood, that means you have to learn in adulthood.
Yes,
am I right?
That's right.
So if you have to learn in adulthood, okay, most people are not going to go back to school.
Right.
They're not going to. So
right.
where are you going to learn it from?
Right.
If you don't have those basic entrepreneurial skills, and you don't know how to go from point A to point B, where are you going to learn it from? So you got to learn it from somebody like me.
That's right.
And there's two major reasons why people fail in business.
Okay.
The first one, lack of finance.
True.
They don't have enough money. They fail. They run out of money before the business takes shape.
That's right.
That's from lack of management.
That's right.
By the way. The second one is a lack of mentorship. If you don't know the business, who's going to tell you about the business? Who's going to teach you about the downfalls and even the up skip when you go up? Who's going to teach you about that and that? Who's going to teach you about those two things? So if you're not going to go back to school, get around some entrepreneurs, if that's network marketing, direct sales, and learn.
That's right. With successful
learn,
businesses. That's right.
Learn.
Research.
And some people are going to be like me. They're not going to research anything.
Okay.
They're not.
Yeah, that's true.
And they just have that God-driven soul, spirit that says, it's my turn.
Yes.
And I know I can take this, whatever it is, $50, $100, and I know I can turn it into gold. I know. And then there's going to be somebody like me and say, I know I can turn it into triple platinum.
That's right.
You know?
So how long has Heavenly Body been in establishment?
In stores, I had a building since '96.
Okay. You started it
on the street. I was on the street for 2 years before that. I really started in 94.
Wow.
94.
And so it's 2005.
Right. 11 years. 11 years.
And how old were you?
34. I was 33. 33.
Not trying to.
No, 33. I'm 44. I don't mind.
You're beautiful.
I'm 44. Thank you. 44 years old.
Handsome.
44 years old. And
so,
thank you, by the way.
And so that means that it's never too late.
No, it's never. See, there's one thing that I want anybody that hears the sound of my voice to realize is that I believe in late bloomers. Okay. There's such thing as a late bloomer.
Yes, I agree.
As long as you're breathing and your senses are in good shape,
that's right.
I don't care how old you are, you can turn it into gold.
That's
you can turn it into platinum.
That's right.
I know, and you cannot deter me from that whatsoever. I believe in late bloomers. I don't care how old you are.
No matter
I've
where
seen
you are
people
financially.
come up.
I have too.
I've seen them come up from a knee high to a duck.
That's right.
To Andre the Giant. I mean, I done seen it with my own eyes. You know, so I know.
That's right. It's great to start when you're young. You're kind of green, you know. You're kind of green, I think, at no matter what age.
But everybody's not going to teach a young child.
That's right.
And I believe if you're a parent and you have a child, do the best that you can to teach him about entrepreneurial skills. The one thing that disturbs me about parents that don't, and I've seen that too, is saying, you know, they just teach them about just life skills and go to school, get a good go to college and get a job and get benefits, get your paper.
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with getting your degree.
That's right.
I teach my children. I said, you don't go to school for the degree. You go to college. My children in college. You go